spotting creatures in the sand, sky and the sea. Volunteers flock to St Abbs to count as many species as possible, some turning it into a race to beat last year's numbers.
I'm quite competitive, so lots of different types of seaweeds, chitons, porcelain crabs, shore crabs, velvet crabs, edible crabs, you get hairy porcelain crabs. I wasn't here at the last one last year, I was here at the one in the spring, and it's with the weather being the way it is today, I'm hoping that it'll be quite busy.
And while they might have been having fun, this citizen science project run by the Berwickshire Marine Reserve and National Trust for Scotland has a serious purpose.
We did our first one in August last year where we recorded 479 species. So we're just out trying to get a snapshot of the life, the biodiversity on the reserves, on the land and in the water. And yeah, we'll use that to monitor any changes, any patterns, anything that we can find from the data.
The data collection is really important. It creates an amazing snapshot of all the species that are here at St Abbs Head and in the Berwickshire Marine Reserve at this particular day of the year. And we're building on that data year on year. So we do a summer Bio Blitz every year, and this year was the first time that we did a spring Bio Blitz as well. So we'll take the two data sets and compare what's about at different times of year, and then as the years go on we'll be able to see any changes as well.
Some go to great depths to ensure a variety of species are recorded. Scuba divers were exploring the seabed, while rock pools on the shoreline were thoroughly investigated. A nature walk along the cliffs captured local seabirds and beasties, and a shore watch kept their eyes peeled for dolphins, whales and porpoises. And a special trap was set to collect species that prefer the dark.
So we had a moth trap out last night, which is effectively a big box with a funnel on top and a light that draws them in. We've got just three of our nice ones we found last night. So this is a barred yellow. It's got the sort of very distinct coloration, say what you see kind of moth. We've also got a garden carpet, so that's sort of hiding up in the lid of that pot. Yeah, I was quite pleased with it as a catch. There were a couple of things that maybe not unusual, but they were new to me, which is always nice to see after that long. Including a mouse moth, and then there's a micro moth, which I think its English name now is a checkered pearl, and they're most commonly recorded down in England and sort of are spreading northwards, but generally on the west coast. So from the data I've looked at, there doesn't appear to be many east coast records in Scotland, so that's quite exciting.
An app was used to help volunteers who may have more enthusiasm than expertise to identify what they spotted.
When you take a picture through that app, it takes a GPS as well. So as well as the location of the species, we've got the number of that particular species as well, so we can kind of monitor if a population is increasing or decreasing, and if the distribution of it is changing as well. Something to note is that last year's Bio Blitz in the summer was torrential wind and rain, and we still managed to get 479 different species records.
While the Bio Blitz has only been running for a few years, Berwickshire Marine Reserve are celebrating 40 years of protecting this coastline and the species that live in it. Isla Todd, ITV News, St Abbs.